it's Oa and welcome back to my channel for another video. And today I am going to be sharing my May pen with you guys, and my theme for this month is going to be dream catchers, and with a pink, purple, and blue color scheme. For my supplies, I will be using this sequence journal from Amazon, and also all of my supplies will be listed in the description box down below if you are interested in any of my supplies. So for the fine liners, I use the Faber Castel Pitt artist pens as well as the Uniball eye pens. They are my two favorite ones for just drawing the lines. And then for the colors, I used the Tombow dual brush markers, these 4 colors. And if you are interested in any particular spread for this video, I will leave timestamps in the description box, and there will be a flip through at the end of the video if you are interested in seeing the final results of all of the pages all finished. And before I go any further in this video, I just wanted to apologize for the start of this video. It is not fully in focus. I have just gotten a new camera. It was only my second video filming with this camera, and I have not fully figured out how it works. So the first page is slightly blurry, and then it will get better as the video continues. I figured out how to have it in focus, so I'm really sorry for the beginning of this, but I am making my Dutch door cover page for this part, and I am just making the round part of the dream catcher with all of the lines that are like threads that goes in it. If you are interested in knowing where I found my ideas and my inspirations, everything comes from Pinterest. I will leave my Pinterest in the description box down below if you want to go check it out. But honestly, I had not really any idea of how a dream catcher was supposed to look like, so I had to work around a lot of inspiration to try and figure it out. In the end, I went with going for really simple with some feathers at the bottom and some pearls on the strings that are going down from it. And then I just cut around the side and then a slight part of the round to make it the Dutch door. As simple as that. And that is what a Dutch door is. It is basically just like if the page is cut and not like the full page. And then I just colored in, so all of the dream catchers, the rounded side of it are like wood, and then for the rest of it I used the 3 other colors for the little pearls and for the feathers. I honestly am still not sure if I love this color scheme or absolutely hate it. I cannot decide. It looks super good on camera, but I feel like in real life it looks a little bit dark. That was not really my intention with this theme. I wanted it to be like really colorful and light, but also at the same time I feel like it looks pretty cool. So let me know what you think in the comments, because I still haven't made up my mind if I absolutely love it or not really. And then I just added the May in the bottom left corner, and we are now moving on to the calendar spread. So for the calendar, I decided to make a mini calendar. Now that I have made it, I realized that I could have used the other side of the page to make a bigger calendar, but when I made it I didn't think of that. But it is also a way that a Dutch door can be useful if you want to just have a little bit more space on the other side. but I did a 5x3 for each days of the calendar, and the whole calendar is 21 by 26 squares in total, and then each day just has a line of color for the headers where the days of the month will be. But overall, I kept it like super minimalist. I don't know why, but lately I've been leaning more towards a little bit more minimalist in my setups. But I kept like a lot of drawings, and hopefully you can see like kind of good like how I made these, because I don't know how to explain how I made them. I don't even know how I made them, to be honest. I just looked at images and tried to replicate it. It's not difficult, it's difficult to explain how to make them. But basically that is pretty much like everything that is included in this calendar. There's also a key which will be at the bottom, which I use to use the calendar. My way of using it is to have a color coding system for the appointments that I have extremely regularly, and I just draw a dot of color, and next to it I just put the hour of those appointments, so it makes it just simple to see just by the colors. And then any other appointments that aren't in the key, that are just like a one time, I just write them all together. Moving on to the habits tracker, once again I kept it pretty simple. I just have the mini calendars, which are 7 squares wide and 5 squares tall, and I just outlined all of the squares for each day of the month. So pretty basic. And then there's a single square in between each column and 3 squares in between each mini calendars on top of each other, but I also have a line of color on top of each mini calendar to add which habit it is for. If you don't know what a habits tracker is, basically it is used to track your habits, what you want to do every day to keep yourself accountable or reach a certain goal. If you want to make your bed every day, or remember to brush your teeth, take vitamins or anything, you just put them in there and then you can remember to do it every single day. And if you want to see how I use these pages, I fill them in almost every day on my TikTok account, which is linked in the description box down below. So if you are interested in seeing how I use these spreads in my everyday life, this is where you can find them. And to finish off the spread, I just colored in the dream catcher on the left side, and then I just added the down part, like the tangling part of the of the dream catchers on the right side, and I just colored that in, added the title, and that is basically it for this spread. Now for the mood tracker, I have to say that I had a very clear vision. I wanted to have the dream catcher in the middle and then feathers all around it. I'm not sure if the end results really make justice to what I had in mind. But the dream catcher in the middle is probably my favorite one from the entire setup, because I did really manage to make it look really good. And then for the feathers all around, it was honestly really hard. I did not know that feather doodles were actually so hard to make. I struggled a lot making them, and like just making them look like actual feathers and not flames, because some of them I do feel like they look like flames more than anything else. The ones that are coming down from the dreamcatcher are actually part of the tracker, so I will color them in, but I feel like the other ones that aren't colored, aren't attached to the dreamcatcher, I had a harder time forming the shapes of them, and they ended up not really looking like feathers. So I would highly suggest you go see on like Pinterest or Google to have more of a better idea on how to draw them, because this is maybe not the like best reference for how to draw feathers. But I will basically have a feather to color in every single day of the month with the color corresponding to my mood, and in the end I really like how it looks, and I'm actually really proud of this one. Also, if you are new to my channel and you don't know this, I also have a shop where I sell digital bullet journals and planners, and if you want to get yourself a May digital bullet journal that you can just print at home to start bullet journaling, if you don't want to make one yourself, you can check out my website, which is linked in the description box down below, and you can get yourself a bullet journal. There is everything in there. I have colored and non-colored version if you want to color them yourself, and each month has another theme. I also have a starter kit and everything you will need to get started with a digital bullet journal. Now moving on to my next tracker, which is my sleep tracker, and for this one I also did keep it pretty simple, so it will be really easy to make it for yourself if you are interested in getting one. Basically, I just have a 32 square tall box as wide as the page, and on the top and left side I just have a 1 square border where the dates and the hours slept will go. The days of the month are on the side, which is what I just did, and then I did not add the hours. I will add that later on, but basically that would go at the top, and that's how you would use it. You can just color in for each day of the month from where to where you have slept, depending on how many hours of sleep you got. And then at the bottom I left space to add the title. I also made a really tiny dream catcher, and for the lettering I just did like simple calligraphy, and then I did with a black liner a fake little shadow that isn't a complete shadow, just by adding some lines here and there. That is like a very simple way to do it. And then I just added some brown to the two sides that will have the informations, and that is basically it for this page. And we are already on to our very last page, which is the highs and lows of the day. I did not include a weekly spread this month. Normally I do, but I'm gonna do a whole video with 10 different weekly spreads next, so I didn't want to include another weekly spread in this video. So this one is going to be the last one, and it is basically a journaling page where you can add a little note for each day of what was the highest point and the lowest. And basically I just have a little dream catcher at the top in the middle to separate each sections with a line going down the middle, and then on the left side is for the high and the right side for the low. And I've been using this for like quite a while, but I recently started going back to therapy, and I told my therapist about this page, and she was actually like really happy that I did this, because she suggested to me that I tried not like completely forgot about the negative, because as humans we cannot just like think positively all the time, and they are just thoughts that occur, and sometimes it's just good to put them on paper to leave them and not think about them anymore. So she was actually really happy and told me to keep going with this page, so I thought I was going to share that. But we are basically at the end of this video, and there is only the flip through left, so I'm gonna end this video right here. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe for more. Turn on the post notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload next. Follow me on all of my other socials for more daily updates. Tell me in the comments what you thought of this video. I always try my best to respond to everyone, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!